Oh, bye right there. Bye, Adam. Bye, everybody. Hey, George, look around. John, Joey.
This is video.
Right.
Yeah, Doggos, the various ATLs. Pack 13. Doing the thing, everyone shut up. The extent of a disease which most commonly manifests in this organ can be measured using the Skadden scale. Deficiency in alpha-1 antitrypsin allows neutrophil elastase to damage this organ. Exposure to beryllium causes granulomas to form in this field.
Or the lungs.
This cultural practice is frequently represented in art from the Greek colonies of southern Italy, but almost never depicted in the art of Athens itself, for 10 points each. Name this cultural activity depicted in the Pronomos vase painting being watched by Dionysus and Ariadne.
I was going to say that. Dancing sounds better. Please.
No, that's theatre. The Pronomos vase shows actors in a satyr play holding rather than wearing these objects, which allowed actors in Greek theatre to transform between different roles. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. I would have said it. Actors could change their masks and costumes in this architectural feature that stood behind the stage or acting area and was decorated to give a contextual background to the action. Roman theatres extended this feature to become a permanent architectural facade, often with Corinthian columns.
Called the dogs. No, that's the first thing. Oh, I like that. Proscenium.
Similar but different to the scale. Proscenium is literally the bit in front of the scale. In one film, Eddie Murphy's character is forced to thrash a character played by this actor who tries to rob a McDonald's fast food joint. In another,
Samuel Jackson.
nice. Answer the following about the aerodynamics of a falling Batman for 10 points each. Batman jumps off a building and unfurls his super awesome cape, which is neatly streamlined, so the fluid flow over his cape probably has a low value for this dimensionless quantity. It is. Batman can model the airflow over his cape using this set of differential equations. Batman's also pretty clever, so he's probably proved whether or not smooth solutions to these equations exist.
That's one opinion. Okay.
There's a set there. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Joker has sabotaged Batman's cape with a big hole in one wing, so Batman goes into an uncontrolled spin. The resultant pressure difference on both sides of the rotating Batman generates an upwards lift force due to this phenomenon, which gives him just enough time to save his bacon. Answer please? No, that's the Magnus effect. And this has acceptably Magnus effect Batman.
That's the baseball.
Then, Dora Carrington painted the tiny white cloud figures of a woman and child surrounded by green in a painting of one of these places at Battenberg. The activity of one of these places is depicted around the central action of Achilles and Hercules by Thomas Hart Benton.
I mean, they're around it quite big.
No, I'm doing that. One of these places titles a painting whose central tree is rooted in a black circle and in which a building on the right is presented in cross-section bounded by a red box. The Olsen family owned one of these places, depicted Andrew Wyatt's Christina's World. A young Joan Miro painted a Spanish example of, for 10 points, what places whose denizens might include the giant yellow cow of the March Galwork.
Farm.
Yep. For 10 points each, answer the following questions about French novels set in Italy. This novelist, who served a brief stint as Minister of Foreign Affairs, fictionalized his romance within the Neapolitan tobacco leaf folder in his novels Graziella.
I have no idea.
That's Alphonse de Lamartine. The first woman elected to the Académie Française, Marguerite Yourcenar, gained fame with a book of fictional memoirs of this emperor who described events in his life, such as the construction of his namesake wall. In this André Gide novel, Michel, who suffers from tuberculosis and a strange attraction to young Arab boys, sunbathes naked on a rock while on honeymoon with Marceline and Italy.
What is it? The Immortalist.
Yeah,
The Immortalist?
it is. Number 4. In a book named for these people, a teacher who refuses to even eat a substitute and claim it as pork, Eleazar, is killed. This group began when Mattathias and his 5 sons fled into the wilderness, and they would later overthrow the rule of Antiochus IV Epiphanes and found the Babylonian dynasty. One book of this name details the 8-day rededication of the temple from the Kislev, where a small amount of holy oil burned for 8 days. The festival of Hanukkah Hugh, you're meant to be in this substance like for Charlie. Away with you. So bonuses on that, yes.
What? Bonuses on that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
This figure provoked controversy in the West in 2014 when conflicting accounts arose as to her species, 10 points each. MKULTRA can confirm that this Japanese kawaii character is actually a girl born in London in 1974 and not a cat, no matter how much she might look like one.
Hello.
Yes. Somewhat overshadowed by his girlfriend's fame, this boy, who also looks very much like a cat, was introduced in 1999 as Kitty's boyfriend, despite the fact that he spent most of his time in Africa and New York.
Goodbye.
No, that's Dear Daniel. Kitty and Daniel are both part of the huge roster of kawaii characters developed and merchandised by this Tokyo-based marketing company.
Sanrio?
Yep. This scientist included 2 hyperbolic cotangent terms and an equation used to model paramagnetism, which can be simplified into the larger band function. It's not Raman, but polarons, phonons, and magnons, called Stokes and anti-Stokes processes, to occur to an electromagnetic wave in this scientist's namesake form of scattering. This scientist is the alphabetically first namesake of a method that expands the wave function in the semi-classical limit to approximate a solution to the Schrödinger equation. A construct name for this scientist is the locus of points, closer to the centre of the reciprocal lattice than to any other point. For 10 points, name this French scientist. Who names a primitive cell in reciprocal space his namesake zone.
3 1.
Yep.
Sorry, you got that again?
And then, you know what doesn't come up enough in quiz? Faux mythic mid-90s adventure game books. So, 10 points each, some bonuses on mythological references in Dave Morris's seminal Heart of Ice. One of the first choices the player character makes is whether to travel through the jungles of this mythical country, which bordered Cornwall and was the homeland of Tristan before sinking beneath the sea.
Where he's from? This one is called, is it like Lion?
Yes, yeah. During their travels, the player character may acquire a robotic companion. 6 then. Brian Friel's play Translations is based on work conducted by the Royal Engineers from this organisation in 19th century Ireland. Despite having lost his left hand, Thomas Colby spent 26 years as head of this organisation, which developed photosyncography to improve the accuracy of its publications. Ramsden's theodolite aided the first measurements made by...
I have no idea.
Despite the fact that his wife was a Christian, this man supposedly feared St. Augustine so much that he insisted on meeting him outdoors, for 10 points each. Named as King of Kent, who in 597 became the first Anglo-Saxon king to convert to Christianity.
King of Kent?
That's Ethelbert. Augustine had been sent to England by this church father, who successfully reasserted papal control over the Western Church. According to Bede, he had once referred to a group of English slaves as non-Angli, said Angli. Yes. With Ethelbert's permission, Augustine set up a diocese of Canterbury, which was soon confirmed as an archdiocese by Pope Gregory. In 604, he set up a second bishopric at this other Kentish town, where his follower Justus began work on a cathedral. Yeah. This poet wrote, "The air maintains its watch, watching, watching," in a poem which begins, "The moon came to her forge wearing her bustle of bulbs." This author described how 1,000 crystal tambourines wounded the dawning day in a Dreamwalker ballad, which begins, "Green, how I want you green." This poem...
So that is Percy, wasn't it?
It is. The greater the fetch, the greater the amplitude of these waves for 10 points each. Name these waves, caused by moving air particles generating normal and shear forces on the surfaces of lakes, seas, and oceans.
Surface waves, aren't they?
That sounds reasonable.
Surface waves.
Those are wind waves I've got. In shallow water, the speed of wind waves equals the square root of gravitational acceleration multiplied by this quantity.
What was it?
This quantity is like depth of water.
Oh yeah,
set of water.
Yep. Also known as the breaker parameter, this dimensionless quantity classifies breaking waves as either spilling, plunging, collapsing, or surging.
We need a number which describes waves. Dimensionless.
And is
Strava.
that's the irrebarren number.
Down your wave things.
No, that's David now.
Long-term drift.
A hidden track on this album prominently features a crying baby. As well as Deep Freeze, this album contained a track that was released as part of a set of 4 12-inch records to prevent it from being eligible for the UK singles chart. Songwriting credits for Keith Richards and Mick Jagger were added to this album's opening track, as it samples an orchestra. It's 15.
Urban hymns.
Answer the following about aircraft guns in American literature for 10 points each. The gunner Snowden is mortally wounded while crewing Captain Yossarian's plane in this satirical novel by Joseph Heller. The protagonist of this novel is named for the initials of his father's rank, a technical sergeant and ball turret gunner who was brain damaged in combat and afflicted with perpetual arousal. Answer? No, that's the word according to Garp. The character of Technical Sergeant Garp is a nod to this author's poem, The Death of the Ball Turret Gunner, whose speaker is attacked by nightmare fighters and has to be washed out of the turret with a hose. Yes. 9. A quotation from one of these works forms the 4-note theme in the final movement of Mozart's Jupiter Symphony. Pairs of mensuration cannons at increasing intervals form the basis of one of these works by Johannes Ockeghem. Joseph Haydn composed 14 of these works, including one whose nickname derives from its use of timpani in the final movement. Quotations from the Mahabharata appears in the Torches movement of one of these. Nice. After the cancellation of this event, Ja Rule tweeted that it was not a scam and not my fault for 10 points each. Name this music festival cancelled in May 2017 after attendees enjoyed luxuries like being served bread and cheese in a styrofoam container. Yep. This television personality may get into trouble for tweeting a promotion for Fire Festival without the #ad. This half-sister of Kim Kardashian appeared in a terrible 2017 advert where she stands up to the police to protest by giving them Pepsi. It's Kendall Jenner. Another dance quiz event was DashCon, where attendees were placated with time in one of these play apparatuses. Mark hides a drunk Sophie in one of these at the Kid Cave and Peep Show, while in Big Bang Theory, Sheldon shouts Bazinga while evading Glenn in one of these apparatuses. Yes. Number 10. An early skirmish during this conflict saw the Irish-born General Dillon murdered by his own troops for being a traitor and an aristocrat. The positioning of one side's skilled artillery on a prominent ridge during one battle in this conflict secured a decisive victory, though with low casualties on both sides. One campaign during
the French Vietnamese War.
Was initially halted near London, but a victory at Fleurus led to the establishment of the sister Batavian Republic. The young Napoleon distinguished himself in this conflict by crushing the 13th Vendemiaire revolt and would later sign this war's end at Campo Formio. The 10 points named this first war where a namesake alliance tried to stop revolutionary France. No, that's War of the First Revolution. Right, so after that exciting dead toss, we have.
So after 10, I have 185 plays 60.
Number 11 then. After asking why knowledge is more prized than true opinion, this character is told that knowledge remains in the mind for longer by means of an analogy about statues made by Daedalus. This character suggests that bees do not differ from each other in being bees, and later asks how something that is unknown can be searched for. After his suggestion that learning may be simply recollection, a slave belonging to this character is taken from it is for 10.
Yeah, the fitter
Russia captured this town in March 1915, but lost it again in the Golitsa-Tarnov offensive for 10 points each. Name this fortress on the San River in modern-day Poland, where Austro-Hungarian troops withstood the longest siege of the First World War.
So what's it? So the north coast of Poland?
Stettin? No, that's Przemysl. Przemysl became a focal point on the Eastern Front after Austria-Hungary's disastrous failure to capture what small country, to which it issued an ultimatum after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Rudolf Weigel began developing the first effective vaccine against this disease while working in wartime Przemysl. Serbian refugees and prisoners spread this disease carried by body lice throughout the Eastern Front. It later killed millions during the Russian Civil War.
Body fleas, it could be like the gold plague.
Influenza. And that's typhus.
Oh yeah.
No. Not 12. One temple in this city was understood by Greeks to be dedicated to Jupiter Belus. Berossus wrote a history of this city and a list of its kings, starting with Alaros. Sennacheribs claimed to have destroyed this city and thrown it into the Iraq. Cyrus the Great reportedly diverted a river for 15, right?
That was you.
Yeah. Joseph Conrad performed a famous experiment on the Balanus and Calamus genera of these organisms on the Scottish coast, 10 points each. Name these hermaphroditic animals with the ability to stick themselves very firmly to hard surfaces, which is why they're often found on the underside of ships. Conrad's barnacle experiment showed that the niche overlap of the two barnacle genera prevented Calamus from colonising the middle intertidal zone. That's an example of this ecological principle, which states that no two organisms can occupy the same niche.
Exclusion principle.
Experiments by Robert Payne to demonstrate his theory of keystone species showed a large increase in barnacle populations, but a large decrease in biodiversity when this genus of starfish was removed from the ecosystem.
The only type of starfish I know is the carnivores. That's probably not it. Carnivores.
That's Pisaster. No, 13. Oyster farming is undertaken at Willapa Bay in this state. Approximately 3/4 of all the hops grown in the US are from the Yakima Valley in this state. Deception Pass is an extremely narrow strait separating this state's Fidalgo and Whidbey Islands. The Franklin D. Roosevelt Lake was created by the construction of the Grand Coulee Dam in this state, and the Olympic Mountains could be found. It is Franklin. Idina Menzel played the bisexual Maureen in the original Broadway cast of this musical. Each. Name is Jonathan Larson musical, which transports the plot of La Boheme to New York City's village during the AIDS crisis. This economist codified the concept of rent in terms of the increased value of more productive land over marginal land. Alfred Marshall defined quasi-rent to incorporate variations in cost of production into this economist's classical theory.
Wait, what is it?
No, you think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's some pretty good.
It's
a secret.
It is. This late house singer declared no romance without finance, and you gotta have a JOB if you want to be with me in her 1986 song, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent.
So who might sing something like this? Now that we know.
I don't know. Actually, it's Gwen Guthrie. Following one installation, this man had the words "You Now Wow" tattooed on his arm. Items used in one installation by this artist included pliers, a ukulele, and a copy of Daniel Clow's The Death Ray. This artist joined an eponymous collective with Nastia Runker and Luke Turner in 2014. One installation by this man had to relocate from New York's Museum of the Moving Image.
No, there's going to be bad buzz, but leave.
Yeah, I'll give you that shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's this?
Yeah, that's the If your questions are on historical events that took 10 days for 10 points each. The 10 days campaign was a military operation by the Netherlands to prevent the independence of this country. It collapsed once France intervened.
Maybe Belgium. Where could this be?
That's what it is.
Let's say that.
Answer? Hang on.
What's it?
I don't know. The Scena Tragica, or the 10 Tragic Days, was a pivotal coup in this event. The US Ambassador Henry Wilson conspired with General Victoriano Huerta to depose Francisco Madero, who was then murdered during this revolution.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that is what it is. This man wrote the book 10 Days That Shook the World about the October Revolution. This man was chosen as successor to his father after his brother Urko fled battle against the Chancas. The Chimu, the Kola, and the Aymara were conquered by this man. This man authored the sacred hymns of the Sitwa in his native language, Quechua. According to legend, this man awakened stone soldiers during the Battle of Yawapampa, which earned him the nickname Earthshaker. This man ruled his kingdom through 4 provincial governments, collectively termed the Taotan Suyu. This ruler in his... I'm going to give you a generous prompt on that. No. And his son Tupac Yupanqui expanded the kingdom of Cusco into a hegemonic empire. 10 points. Name this 9th thinker thought to have built Machu Picchu. This school of Buddhism is comprised of the Madhyamaka and later Yogicara traditions and emphasizes the role of bodhisattvas for 10 points each. Name the school of Buddhism, whose name literally means great vehicle, and which is not trusted in the Theravada school. Yep. This central Mahayana doctrine argues that a Buddha has 3 bodies: a Dharma body, a body of neutral enjoyment, and a physical body.
So 3 things maybe use with Trimachi? Yeah, I like that. Trimachi.
Srikaya.
Yeah, here's a try.
This central Buddha of Pure Land Buddhism has been closely associated with the body of neutral enjoyment because this comes from the deeds.
Oh, yep.
One character in this novel claims if Jean Valjean had had me representing him, then Les Miserables would have only been 6 pages long. One character in this novel attaches doorbell wires to his testes to surprise trick-or-treaters on Halloween. In this novel, one character rewrites Huckleberry Finn to be politically respectful, and another...
This is the cellar.
It is very good. But 10 good. The major landmarks of this city include the Rector's Palace, the Cathedral of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, and striking stone defensive walls around its old town, 10 points each. Name this port on the Dalmatian coast, which is an increasingly popular stop for ships on Adriatic cruises.
So that's good. What country are we in? Like in Croatia?
Yeah, what's that place with
Dubrovnik. Yeah, I would have taken Croatia. Dubrovnik is a major port of this European country with capital Zagreb. Croatia. Yeah. Less popular than Dubrovnik, which arguably is beautiful, is this Croatian city on the peninsula of Istria. This city is known for its Roman remains, including its namesake arena, one of the best preserved Roman assets in the world.
You Do you have anything different?
Cool.
You could say that question.
A form similar to that of this figure was the third form taken by Achilles in courting Deianira, and this figure was killed by the same man that killed his father, aided by Hecale and this figure's foster sister. In some versions, this figure's father killed Androgeus, inciting the periodic punishment that would lead to this figure's death. In many traditions, this figure was named after his adoptive father's adoptive father, Asterion. For 10. These people escaped the destruction of their planet by switching bodies with sentient plants on Earth and somehow brought their library city with them to Australia for 10 points each. Name these aliens, and by extension the plant clones they inhabit, who travel through time by switching bodies and get a glimpse of 1900s America through Nathaniel Wingate.
I don't know. It's H.P. Lovecraft, right? I can't remember the called. Yeah, they're not just called
Answer is they're the great race of the Yith. One of the many captives in the Yithian library city was Sukar, described as one of the star-headed vegetable carnivores of this place, also the main setting of the Mountains of Badness. That was
No, I think it's in this like Arkham County.
Last place.
I thought it was
Answer Arkham. No, it's not.
Sorry, not it.
The Yithians and the Elder Things are two of the many species in the mythos of this American author, whose denizens also include the Alberta. Yeah.
Sorry. No, it's fine, don't worry about it. What's the score?
They're up by 30.
It's currently 200.
You're all right, that's yours. Remember who you are, you. The women's single sculls at the 1992 Summer Olympics was won by an athlete from this country. The 2004 Olympics saw individual gold medals in the beam and floor gymnastics. Very nice.
What is it?
This is that here. No cricket.
Is that common
The Moniac can only computer which used flows of the Moniac can only computer which used flows of water to represent national income and other economic variables was designed by this economist for 10 points each. Name this man who's better known for his observation of an empirical relationship between unemployment and inflation. It's Phillips.
What's what I said?
I said Phillips. Okay. It's been a long day. High unemployment and inflation during this decade provided evidence against the long-run Phillips curve. Other economic events during this decade included the end of the Bretton Woods system and a 1,000% increase in nominal oil prices.
The 70s.
Yeah. Milton Friedman's variation on the Phillips curve uses this form of inflation expectations. Agents with these expectations only use past information to determine future behaviour, unlike rational expectations. I suppose inform their adaptive expectations. 19. A well-defined crystal transition at -87.1 degrees Celsius for this molecule is used to calibrate differential scanning calorimeters. In the synthesis of the nylon precursor caprolactam, a Kogel catalyst oxidizes this molecule to a ketone before it undergoes the Beckmann rearrangement. This molecule is commonly used as a solvent in freezing point depression experiments due to it behaving like an ideal liquid. Two of these molecules are fused together in decalin and stearin. Kevin Bishop portrays this man in the BBC film The Rat Pack for 10 points each. Name this Essex sports promoter who managed Steve Davis during his domination of snooker and is currently chairman of the Professional Darts Corporation. Answer is no, it's Barry Hearn. Hearn was also previously the chairman of this London-based football club. During Hearn's tenure, this club fought with Spurs and West Ham, the tenancy of the London 2012 Olympic Stadium.
Ooh. Yeah, that could be.
Answer is. Sorry?
No,
no, it's later on.
Oh, that should change a bit.
Via his promotions company, Matchroom Sport, Hearn's also involved in the televising of some of this sport's main competitions, including the Weber Cup. One might score a strike or a spare when playing this sport. Rod. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 points in it, one question to go.
Okay. On this.
Let's see how it goes.
In one novel by this author, the protagonist meets his future mistress when she's one of 2 suffragettes that attack him and General Campion during a round of golf. In a later novel by this author, that same protagonist's wife cuts down the great tree of Groby to punish him for sleeping with Valentine Warner. After receiving a telegram... It is. And bonus says, in this book, the author describes urging his students to read Frantz Fanon's The Wretched of the Earth, claiming that without it, it's impossible to understand what informs African writing. 10 points each. Name this essay collection, which his author states is his farewell to English as a vehicle for any of his writings. He describes the Great Nairobi Literature Debate in the final section, a quest for relevance.
Decolonizing the mind.
Decolonizing the Mind is an essay collection by his Kenyan author, Grain of Wheat and Petals of Blood.
You want the older?
In Decolonizing the Mind, Really relates how he was arrested for writing this play and performing it in an open-air theatre in Tenerife. This play sees the Kagunda family drifted towards their land to pay for their factory owner and neighbour's wedding.
Not the no wedding yet. Okay, yeah, but I will marry you on that one.
It is, for